Hello guys, today I'm going to solve this particular problem. It's from Leetcode, and the problem statement says that we have to make a certain playlist, which let's say we have n different songs, and from these n songs we need to make a playlist of length L. There are certain conditions that every song is played at least once. This is the first condition, and then the second condition is that we are given a number k, which indicates that a song can only be played again if there is a gap of k songs, like k different songs. So for example, if let's say for example if we have played song 1 and there is a gap that is required, at least that means k is equals to 2, then we cannot play song id 1 until we have played two different songs than id 1. So what do we need to find is find the number of possible playlists that we can build for a given n, l and k. That means for a given number of different songs, and let's say we have to build a playlist of length l with k also being given. What's the different number of possible playlists that we can build with? And also, as the answer could be very large, so we need to return it modulo 10 raised to power 9 plus 7. So for example, for n equals to 3, l equals to 3, k equals to 1, there are the possible answers that 1 2 3 1 3 2. That means play first song, then third, then second, and similarly other ways. Just keep in mind here k was 1, so none of the songs could have been repeated. Also in this case, because length and the required length are same, so we have to, and also because of the first condition that we need to play all of them at least once, so we cannot repeat, otherwise we will not have all of the songs being played. In this case, as you can see, there is, when the k is 0, that means we can repeat, and also the playlist is bigger than this amount of songs that we have, so we could repeat one song, and the repetition is allowed immediately because the k is 0. Otherwise, let's say if k was 1, then this would have been invalid and this would have been valid case in that case. Similarly, for the third example, you can say there are only two possible ways, let's say for two different songs, and yeah, as I said, in this case when we have k equals to 1, then there are only two possible ways we could do with two songs of playlist 3. So let's see how we can solve this one. So as you can see here, it seems like a very mathematical based question where we are given three inputs n, l and k, and what do we need to come up with a formula or at least a function which would give us different possible ways or combinations that we can build this, like how many different ways we can build a playlist with these given conditions. So let's try to build up this formula first. So let's try to think what intuition that we have, what are the things that we know and what are the things that we want to achieve. So at any moment what we will have is a length, that means that describes what is the length of the playlist that currently we have and how many songs we have already chosen out of n songs. So basically what we can say, let's say length and number of song, so I would say num. So why this num and len are important only? So basically at any moment, let's say we had overall 10 songs and we want to build a playlist of 20 songs with the difference of 3 songs at least, like one song is played only after there are three different songs played. So at any moment, let's say we have used so basically what we could do, we could achieve this length 20 by only picking a certain number of songs, not using all of them. Let's say we could have only used 4 songs or 5 songs. I'm just taking a hypothetical example here. So we could have used 5 songs and still could have built this playlist of length 20 with this condition as well. Although 5 is just a hypothetical assumption here, maybe it's wrong. What my point here is, at any moment what we would need is the total length of what the playlist currently is, and also the number of songs that we have used. And in the end, what do we want? The problem statement says that we want to have answer for only the answer is valid only when we have used all the songs, like we have consumed all the song at least once. So this 5 tells us this 5 at any moment, that means the 5 number of songs are used at least once. So we could also say that these are the 5 unique songs that we have played here, and we still are left with 5 more songs to be picked up. Now let's think, with these things in mind, let's try to think what will be the next step, next stage should look like. So as you can see, what we have taken here is what's the current length of the playlist and what's the number of unique songs that we have taken out of the total n songs. So as we generally do, what we do is from the current state we try to go to the next state. So let's try to think of the number of possible ways we can do that. So what we could do, there are only two possibilities that we can follow here. One is we can try to pick one of the already used song and try to go there. Try to go from this state to that state to the new one, like by picking one of the already used songs. Or we can try also to pick a new song out of the unused ones and try to find the answer for both of them, and then just add them up. So basically the solution would be is the summation of these two things, the summation of this particular case when we'll have this option of choosing one of the previous song, or when we have an option of choosing one of the unused ones. So let's try to think both of them separately now. So let's talk about this case when we are choosing the option to choose one of the existing one of the already used song. So in that case, what are we going to do? We are going to increase the length of the playlist by 1 for sure, because we are going to add another song into our playlist. And what other option that we are going to do is what else we are going to change into our state is this number, the number of unique songs that we have used. Is this going to change? Because we said that we are going to use only the song only from the used one, so we are not going to increase this. So this is what the state for state for the this option A would look like. Let's call this option A. I would just write it here, and option B. So option A's state would look like this one. However, there is very important factor that we want to talk about is when we are going to build this particular state, the next state that we have just written down, we said that we are going to choose one of the songs that we have already used, but there can be multiple ways of choosing that particular song. All right, so what we need to do, let's say for example, if we found out that there were certain, let's say in this example we said that we have already used 5 songs and we want to use one of these songs again. It's not like that we can use all of these 5 songs again. So if, let's say, if it was possible, what we could have done is we could simply multiply the answer from this one by 5 and then added it to the answer for this one. We will talk about this one later, but there are certain constraints that are given to us. If you remember, it is said that a song can only be played again if k other songs have been played. So if you think that let's just scroll it here, and let's say we have already used as we say we have used 5 songs. What are we left with? We are left to choose only 5 minus k amount of songs. All right, because we said that we only want to use though, let's say we have used 5 songs and we want to have playlist where no 2 songs are played at a difference of, let's say, 3, or k is equals to 3. So we are left with only 2 unique songs to choose. So out of these 2 unique songs we can choose one of them. All right, so that's what I've written here. So we should multiply this by n minus k. There can be a possibility when the number of songs, that unique songs that we have picked up till now, is less than or equals to this given k. So in that case, the number of ways we could choose one song out of this is automatically 0. So we will not consider it to be a negative one. So what shall we do is we should simply write it like this, that the number of ways of choosing one song which was previously played, so out of this num songs, we have this option, like the answer here is the maximum of 0 comma n minus k. So this is what we should multiply it here. All right, so let me just write it here so that we can visualize it better. So what we said is we want to multiply this by maximum of 0 comma num minus our given k. This should be multiplied by this particular state. And now let's talk about state B. So state B can be built by thinking in this way, that we are going to use, here we use one of the previous songs, and here we are, as we said, we are at some moment we are left with some songs to be picked up, some new songs to be picked up. In that case, what will happen is our length of playlist would still increase, and then we also pick one new song, so we'll increase the number of new songs by 1 as well. And as you guessed it, we also have number of ways to select the number of songs, select one song out of the unused songs, and that is very straightforward, that we have n total songs and we have already used num songs, so we are left with n minus number of songs to be picked up. And let's just move it here so that we can keep it aligned, and then we are going to multiply this answer by n minus num. So these are the states that are going to look, these are the two states, and that's how they are going to look like. And then once we will find the answer here, we are going to add them up for the bigger problem. So as you can see, we were given a problem, and we were able to find sub problems in it. You can also try to build the decision tree and try to see if they are overlapping, so I would skip that for you. And I'll try to now we'll try to, let's see how can we implement this. And of course we are going to use memoization technique for better time efficiency. So I'm going to code it here. Let me just use some parameters so that before that let me just define certain things, because the answer here could be very large, so we would need long. So I would define long. Also I would define mod 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Right, so I have nlk, and let's call them instead long. I'll try to keep, in fact they can be int because they're not going to be bigger. So we need to build a function where, as we said, we will have current length, and also we would have a number that we have currently used. What are we going to do here? We are going to, let's say, build our answer, which would be the first case. The first case is that we are going to include this one song from the previous song only. So in this case, the answer, the num would remain same and length would increase. And also we are going to have another option of choosing the song from the new one of the unused ones. So in that case, num would increase. And also, as we said, we are going to also multiply it by the number of ways we can choose song that we have already used, and that would be the maximum of 0 comma n minus k. Sorry, it should be num minus k, and k is what's given for us. And here the number of ways we could do it is the total number of songs minus the number of songs that we have used. So these are the number of songs that are left, and we are going to use one of the left ones. So this is what it should look like, and we are going to also take mod of it. All right, so we should return the answer here. I'll also, let me just use the dp table 109 of 109. Let's initialize it with -1. Alright, so what do we need to return here is we are starting with the length of 0 playlist till now and 0 unique songs that we have, and in the end if our length has reached the L, what we will check is the number of unique songs that we have played is equals to n or not, because we said that what we want is each song is played at least one, so the number of unique songs that we have in our playlist should be n, otherwise the answer should be 0. Also we want to check if this has already occurred or not, so if this state is already seen it won't be -1, and in that case we would return the already calculated value. Let me just copy it here and paste it. Alright, so let's say, yeah, that's how it should look like. Also think that I should multiply all of them by mod. It's better to be safe than sorry, and let me also multiply take mod of this, and then I think here I didn't need this, because here I am using the plus as well, so I would first take the mod of the multiplication, then I would take mod of the all values. I think here also I didn't need it here at this moment. I want to do this. Alright, so yeah, as you can see I did make this change. Like I do also need to assign the global variables that I have created from these local variables, and then once you submit I get the correct answer. So yep, I'll upload the code link as well, so you can also check out the code later on. And that's it. Thanks guys for watching this video. If you have any comments or any other suggestion for any other problem, please let me know. I'll try my best to explain that. Thanks for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to my channel.